Welcome back, and today we're checking out two more from Girls' Generation. First one will be Forever from Girls in Peace World Tour 2014. Heard Forever 1, I haven't heard Forever yet. And after that, we're going to check out Mistake, which I believe is from the Hoot album, if I'm not mistaken. Also, I'm trying a new thing with my audio here that will require less editing, so it may sound off. We'll find out if it works. If it does, it would be so much easier on me post-recording these videos. With that said, no more rambling, let's just jump in.
좋은 바람을 따라 눈이 부신 저 하늘 아래 아름다운 노래와 좋은 향기로 가득한 너와 걷는 길 기억하니 처음 만났던 어색하고 낯선 시간들 서투고 어렸던 날 그저 날 없이
Okay, so definitely a ballad.
내게 고마워 지쳐있던 가슴이 다시 쑤시고 가난해진 마음이 빛을 찾았어 영원토록 이렇게 너의 손 잡고 같이 걷고 싶어 우리 둘만의 세상에 사랑하는 내 사랑과 함께.
Also, I'm just gonna say it. I've said it before. I like Sunny's vocals, her voice, its own, which I know some of you have told me the background of why she didn't have her solo, which is a shame because, as I just said, I enjoy her voice. So far, they're all their vocals so far. They never disappoint, especially from what I've noticed from their concerts.
재지 않은 그 시간 동안 잊지 못할 많은 기억들 웃음과 눈물 속에 언제나 날 믿어준 건 바로 너였어 지쳐있던 가슴이 다시 숨쉬고 가난해진 마음이 빛을 찾았어
Jessica getting those notes in as well.
너의 손 잡고 같이 걷고 싶어 우리 둘만의 세상에 사랑하는 내 사람과 함께 아무도 우릴 방해하지는 않아 시간에 쫓겨야 할 이유도 없어 우리 가끔씩은 멀리 있어도 그 마음 하나로 같은 꿈
Yeah, I like that part there. Okay, Jessica.
오랜 시간이 흘러 지나서 아주 오랜 시간 나와 나의 모습이 조금 달라도 영원토록 이렇게 너와 둘이서 꿈을 꾸고 싶어 나의 소원이 되어준 나의 믿음이 되어준 너와 아주 오랜 시간이
Tiffany as well.
오랜 시간이 흘러서 모습이 조금 달라도 영원토록 이렇게 너와 둘이서 꿈을 꾸고 싶어 나의 기적이 되어준 나의 꿈을 함께 해준 너와
Okay, so I have to be honest. At first, it wasn't a bad song, enjoying their vocals, but I wasn't fully feeling it. But that second half there, like after I paused that first time, I was going to pause again to talk about where they had the vocals in the foreground, of course, but a different kind of, I don't know, singing pattern that some were doing behind those. But then Jessica went into her high note, and from that point forward, the rest of the song, I loved it. The vocals that they had for the rest of that entire, I don't even know how long it was. About the second half of the song. First half, I was into it somewhat. That second half, it just pulled me in even more. Sunny, Jessica, those two stood out the most to me in this one. Loved both their vocals, loved all their vocals. Yoyeon actually got some singing in there as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've watched another one from this Girls in Peace tour. I do want to get around to watching all the tours, but I also want to get around to some album listens. And I don't know where I want to go first. I'm thinking album listens. But this one right here, as I said, I was into it somewhat to begin with, but that second half just grabbed me and made me enjoy the song so much more. So I think it's another one that's going on my playlist. What album is this from? I don't even know. Is it Till? Oh, Run Devil Run Repackage? Yeah, going on my playlist just for that second part alone, the vocals on top of it. Although, I kind of feel this is going to be one that's not going to sound as good from the studio version as it did this live here. But with that said, we're going to jump into Mistake next, which, as I said, I believe is from the Hoot album, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just jump into the song. Okay, did we play? We did not play. Stream Deck failed me.
난 아직 제자리죠. 여전히 그대 곁에서 헤매이다 지쳐서 오늘도 그대
Liking this ballad, but kind of an R&B as well. Beat, at least.
여기까지 온 거죠. 알면서 아픈 내 맘 알면서도 웃는 그대가 날 더 아프게 하죠. 나를 더 사랑하게 만들지 못한 내 잘못이죠.
Okay, you have all of them singing together in a chorus.
얼마나 더 많은 시간을 눈물을 흘려야 하나요? 그 약속만을 믿으며 기다려달라던 거지만 이제 속았던 내 욕심도 지쳐버리고만 거죠.
The song has a very nostalgic feel, and I know it's not exactly new. Actually, I don't know when the Hoot album came out. Anyway, it's not new, so it should have a nostalgic feel to it. But even before its time period, because I can only imagine it came out in the early 2010s, it feels more nostalgic than that. And it's got that R&B sound to it, ballad on top of it, but the emotion in their vocals that they're putting behind this, and then the lyrics on top of it, of course. Yeah, it's just very nostalgic. It's reminding me of some of my... It reminds me more of the early 2000s, maybe late 90s, but some of my favorite songs from around that time period.
알면서 아픈 내 맘 다 알면서 그렇게 모른 척 웃을 순 없잖아요.
Okay, Hey, Tiffany. Hey, it's Jessica with those runs, I believe. Or not really the vocal she was doing. Yuri? Taeyeon just has to show off. I'm okay with it. This was actually two very good songs to do back to back, even though typically I don't necessarily want two slower songs. Sometimes that can be too much, but these two right here complement each other well in terms of the vocals and kind of the overall emotion put into each line that they delivered. I mean, both of them are vocal showcases, and each one song allowed different members to show off the vocals more. Like in this one, we got more Taeyeon. We had Taeyeon in the other one, but Taeyeon in this one, she took my favorite spot in the song, the one I paid attention to the most, especially once she started hitting those high notes there near the end. I mean, it's probably not a surprise. I kind of have a bias toward Taeyeon. I love her voice. I'm not trying to take away from the other ones either, because they all did amazing. Jessica with those softer vocals that she was doing that I talked about. I do have to admit, I kind of forgot to, I started out reading the lyrics. I was reading them, but not really focused on them. I was just enjoying the song, the sound, the mood, the emotion, and the vocals. As I said, it had a very nostalgic feel. It took me back to the late 90s, early 2000s, some R&B type songs from then. That's just what it reminded me of. And listening to some B-sides like this makes me want to jump into more albums, which I do have planned for. It was actually going to be the video I uploaded today, but I didn't have time to get around to doing the full album listen. But the first album I'm going to react to is one that's been recommended the most, which will be Holiday Night. So that'll probably be next Friday, as long as nothing comes up and I'm actually able to film for it. But yeah, if you've requested that one, there's been several people over the past couple of months. That one's coming soon, and I'm excited to jump into it, especially after hearing some of these B-sides. But these two here, I like them both for entirely, not really entirely different reasons, but I think I'm going to have to give Mistake. That's probably my favorite out of these two, and I think it is mainly because of that nostalgic feel. Jessica and Taeyeon in this one stood out for different reasons. Jessica going more with that softer, although she did have some higher, more belty notes. But that softer, the softer vocals she did were my favorites from her. And then of course Taeyeon going all out toward the end. Yeah, just those two reasons alone, those two stood out to me the most from this one. And that's not to take away from the rest of them. With that said, I think I'm going to end this video here. Definitely two good recommendations. Mistake is definitely going on my playlist. Forever will too, but Mistake, my favorite. Let me know which one was your favorite, and let me know what you thought about each one of them. And look forward, if you're one that recommended it, look forward to the holiday night album lesson that's coming up, hopefully next Friday, as I said. I'm going to end this video here. I will see you on the next one.